In 1968, amid the chaos of the Vietnam War, 2 American soldiers find themselves trapped in a jungle during a raging storm. Their leader radios for help, reporting that they've lost contact with the rest of their team. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierces the air, the other soldier vanishes into the trees. The leader fires wildly into the darkness, hitting nothing. Panic takes over as he flees through the dense undergrowth, glimpsing movement in the bushes. Without warning, a dinosaur bursts out and tears him apart. The next morning, at a nearby American camp, a Vietnamese woman pleads with soldiers, insisting that a feathered demon took her husband. No one believes her. Meanwhile, a truck carrying mysterious containers has been seized, and scans reveal dangerously high radiation levels. As distant explosions echo, a soldier radios Colonel Jericho to report both the discovery and the missing team. Jericho decides to dispatch the elite Vulture Squad on a rescue mission. Elsewhere, the Vulture Squad infiltrates an enemy camp under the cover of darkness. They silently take down 2 guards, while snipers eliminate a lookout in the watchtower. With the perimeter secured, the squad launches a surprise assault. Gunfire erupts as they sweep through the camp, killing any resistance while snipers provide deadly precision from afar. In minutes, the area is cleared. Searching the site, they find 3 dead American captives and 2 survivors locked in a cage. Suddenly, an enemy soldier lunges from hiding, but a quick slash from the sergeant's machete ends the threat instantly. Soon after, helicopters swoop in to extract the Vulture Squad. As they board, the team is informed that they've already been assigned to another mission. Moments later, they're dropped off at a remote camp where the Americans are keeping a tiger locked in a cage. Colonel Jericho briefs them on the situation. A team has gone missing, and there are unsettling rumors about something strange in the valley. Their orders are simple: scout the area, locate the missing men, and call in the helicopters for extraction. When the squad presses for more details, Jericho shuts them down. The rest is classified. Privately, Jericho pulls the squad leader, Baker, aside. He warns him to keep his men in line. If this mission goes smoothly, Jericho promises to clear some old accusations from Baker's record. Inside the main tent, Key sits with Stovville, trying to reach him about his worsening PTSD. Stovville's outbursts during missions are getting louder, and Keyes worries it's only a matter of time before it gets him killed. He makes Stovville promise he'll get help soon. That evening, the Vulture Squad lifts off toward their next objective. Mid-flight, warning alarms suddenly blare. The helicopter's weapons systems are failing. The pilot reassures them they can still fly straight, but the tension inside the cabin is thick. They finally touch down near the edge of a dense jungle, where they spot a game trail winding through the trees. The team studies the tracks, confused by their sheer size, far larger than anything an elephant could make. As they move deeper, they find massive bird-like footprints and enormous feathers scattered nearby, each one matching the scale of the tracks. A heavy silence falls over the squad. Whatever made these marks isn't supposed to exist. Eventually, they discover a backpack containing a map marking Research Station 4 and a notebook that chillingly reads, "We are being hunted." The backpack lies amid countless spent casings and 2 distinct sets of tracks. Deciding to follow the trail, the squad pushes deeper into the jungle, alert to strange movements and eerie noises coming from the underbrush. Suddenly, something lunges at Baker, grabbing his leg and dragging him across the ground. He fires rapidly, only stopping when the mysterious creature releases him and disappears. The team rushes to his side, tending to his injuries before pressing on. Meanwhile, a group of Russian soldiers known as the Dogs of War navigates the same jungle, searching for the Americans. They have kidnapped Conan to act as their guide. Spotting fresh casings on the ground, the soldiers order Conan to follow the trail. As they move forward, strange noises echo through the foliage, and the soldier at the back fails to notice a massive dinosaur lying in wait. In an instant, the beast sinks its jaws into him. When the others discover his body, organs torn out, they wrongly assume the Americans are responsible. Back with the vultures, the squad continues onward, debating the possibility of monsters lurking in the jungle. The discovery of a massive claw on the ground sparks unease, making them consider turning back and pretending they never saw anything. Baker spots a fragment of a soldier's uniform and declares that they must keep moving. The squad soon enters a cave, only to be horrified by the sight of their missing team, ripped apart by some massive predator. As they cautiously advance, unsettling noises echo from the shadows. Suddenly, a pack of feathered dinosaurs bursts forth, forcing the soldiers to scramble for cover while firing wildly at the attacking creatures. Chaos consumes the cave as men unleash their weapons, cutting down dinosaur after dinosaur without hesitation. Amid the turmoil, Baker and Vern find themselves separated from the group when they stumble into a narrow passage. They follow it until they finally emerge from the cave, though ominous sounds hint at more predators nearby. Climbing vines to escape, they are soon confronted by a dinosaur that lunges at Baker, but he shoots it down instantly. The gunfire draws the attention of others, though their limited jumping ability allows Baker and Vern to continue climbing to the cave's top safely. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad also exits the cave, tense and ready for another ambush. They freeze when the rustling in the bushes reveals not feathered dinosaurs, but a colossal, terrifying beast striding past. After following the trail for some time, Baker and Vern stumble into a clearing and freeze at the sight of a massive dinosaur sleeping amid the skeletons of its previous meals. Suddenly, 3 babies emerge from behind their parent, chirping and screeching at the intruders. The commotion awakens the enormous predator. Baker and Vern sprint as fast as they can, occasionally turning to fire at the beast's face, slowing it just enough to dive into the bushes. Even there, the creature manages to find them. By morning, the other vultures cross a river and take a brief rest, worried about Baker and Vern but unwilling to return to the cave. It's far too dangerous. Strange noises soon push them onward. Meanwhile, Baker and Vern are still pursued down a valley by the enormous dinosaur. After relentless running, they hide behind a fallen tree, where Baker throws a grenade to distract the creature before they continue toward the cliff's edge. They leap into the river below, the dinosaur crashing down after them. Baker drags the unconscious Vern to shore as the beast swims away. At that moment, Sophia appears, helping Baker carry Vern and revive him. She grimly informs them that their teammates are likely dead and invites them to her lab. As both groups move through the jungle, they encounter dinosaurs of every color and size, forcing them to sneak carefully to avoid detection. Quires' group eventually manages to move cautiously alongside some massive herbivores. Meanwhile, Sophia guides Baker and Vern to Research Station 4, where she's been living alone for over a year. Once inside, she barricades the door and explains that the steel-reinforced concrete structure is extremely secure. Then, she injects herself with a mysterious medicine, causing the soldiers to panic and demand answers. While Vern fiddles with the radio, Sophia reveals that General Borden from Russia killed everyone who knew about this place, leaving her as the sole survivor. She adds that Borden has been constructing a collider nearby. When Vern finally establishes contact with the camp, Baker takes over the call, briefing Jericho on Sophia's story, the dinosaurs, and demanding the rescue of their remaining team members. He warns that if Jericho refuses, he will go public with everything he's witnessed. Skeptical at first, Jericho hesitates, but recalling a massive fang recovered from the woods, he begins to reconsider and orders his men to investigate Borden. The trio leaves the station, hoping to reunite with their teammates. Meanwhile, the other vultures are crossing an open field when gunfire erupts. Quires is struck in the leg and collapses. The dogs of war have found them. Forced to fight back, the vultures engage in a tense firefight. Sophia and the others hear the shots and follow the noise. Both teams remain hidden, exchanging fire in a chaotic standoff that achieves little, the outcome uncertain. Suddenly, the firefight is interrupted by massive flying dinosaurs soaring overhead. Soldiers scramble for cover, firing at the beasts in a desperate attempt to protect themselves. One monster lands in front of a Russian soldier, pecking him to expose his organs, then proceeds to feed while the other dinosaurs gather around. Using the chaos as a distraction, the remaining soldiers flee. The vultures carry Quires into the jungle, while the 2 surviving Russian soldiers provide covering fire before regrouping with Conan. Once at a safer distance, the team pauses to bandage Quires' wound. Moments later, Baker's group arrives, and the vultures eye Sophia warily, unsure if they can trust her given her Russian affiliation. Suddenly, small dinosaurs erupt from the bushes, running in tight circles around them and even climbing trees to get closer. The soldiers open fire, killing several, but more keep coming. In the confusion, one sneaks behind them and snatches Quires. After being dragged for a short distance, he is dropped near a tree, surrounded by dinosaurs. Swinging a branch to fend them off, Quires is attacked from above by another beast but manages to push it away and rise, ready to fight. Just as he thinks the threat has passed, a massive predator reappears, knocking him down and ruthlessly stomping on his body, adding to his injuries and forcing him into a desperate struggle for survival. At that moment, Quires hears his friends approaching. Gripping his knife, he plunges it into the dinosaur's neck. The creature cries out in pain, prompting the vultures to open fire. Terrified, it flees, and the team rushes to Quires' side to tend to his new wounds. Sophia suggests leaving him behind, but Baker refuses. By evening, the group reaches Sophia's building. Quires is laid on a table to receive pain injections, while Baker notices Sophia slipping out of the room. He follows and discovers that she's injected herself. She is an addict. Sophia explains that the dinosaurs were the result of an accident that could have been prevented. Her late husband, a nuclear research scientist, and she, a paleontologist, had been sent by the Russian army to the jungle to work on a dangerous collider, supposedly designed to create a wormhole for invading the USA. But due to negligence and corner cutting, the collider malfunctioned, opening a portal to the past and bringing dinosaurs into the present. The entire research team was killed when Russian soldiers arrived, leaving Sophia as the sole survivor. Borden abandoned this lab and is now constructing another collider in the mountains. Later that night, the soldiers spot a dinosaur near the building. They initially hold their fire to avoid revealing their position, but when the creature reaches a window, they have no choice but to shoot it in the head. The commotion attracts more dinosaurs, forcing the vultures to scramble to the windows and unleash continuous gunfire for several minutes until the creatures finally retreat. When something pounds on the door, the soldiers open fire, but the dinosaur retreats to a window instead. Focused on attacking it, they leave an opening for a second creature to crash through the door. The vultures push together to slam its back and lock the door just in time. Another dinosaur climbs onto the glass roof, shattering it with its massive head. The men fire at it, but they can't keep up with all the creatures at once. Sophia reveals a back door leading to the docks, but Quires knows he won't make it. He urges them to leave without him. Stovall shares one last cigarette with Quires before escaping with the others. As the dinosaurs finally breach the building, Quires activates 2 grenades. From the docks, the team watches the explosion, mourning their friend before boarding their boat. The next morning, the boat sails upriver. Baker briefs the team on another collider, and they agree they must destroy it. Sophia tries to warn them but collapses from withdrawal. When she regains consciousness, she explains that bombing the collider would destroy the world. They must shut it down manually. As the soldiers admire the dinosaurs nearby, Sophia attempts to steal another injection. In the struggle, the syringe is dropped, only for a dinosaur to snatch it from the water. Baker scolds her and gives her cigarettes to help cope. Stovall watches an aquatic dinosaur haul itself onto shore and feed on smaller creatures, but the others prevent him from shooting it. Overwhelmed, he contemplates ending his own life, weighed down by the loss and chaos surrounding them. Baker stops Stovall just in time, reminding him that they need him. After several hours of sailing, the group arrives in a dense, foggy area. As soon as they land, they stumble upon numerous human bodies scattered across the ground. They move cautiously through the jungle, but the fog shrouds their vision, making it easy for a pack of small dinosaurs to ambush them. Chaos erupts as the soldiers fight back with guns, knives, and even their fists. Watching his friends get injured pushes Stovall over the edge. Screaming in rage, he fires at every beast in sight, then sprints ahead to draw them after him. He halts at a riverbank, continuing to shoot at the monsters until only a single bullet remains. Laughing as he hears Quires' voice in his head, Stovall uses that final round on himself. The dinosaurs gather around his lifeless body, devouring him. That night, the team finally reaches the Russian base. Baker calls Jericho to relay the location. Jericho warns that it's a national security site and forbids them from approaching or causing damage. Baker pretends there's too much static to hear clearly, claiming he received authorization to act, and requests rescue choppers before ending the call. The vultures agree on a plan and spring into action. Moving silently around the walls, they eliminate the guards they encounter, cutting down anyone in their path if necessary. While most of the team advances to neutralize the Russian forces, Sophia and Baker quietly approach the main compound. There, they discover that the surviving dogs of war have returned, and Conan harbors a deep hatred for Borden, blaming him for letting dinosaurs overrun her homeland. The dogs of war are furious with Borden after everything that's happened, nearly opening fire on him, but other soldiers drag them away. Meanwhile, the vultures set explosives around the camp. Sophia and Baker take down 2 guards to free the dogs, who overhear their plan and agree to help. Chaos erupts when Russian soldiers spot a baby dinosaur and shoot it immediately. Borden scolds them, but it's too late. The baby's parents roar in fury, charging toward the base and tearing through everything in their path. Soldiers who fail to stop them are crushed or devoured as the massive creatures swing their tails and stomp vehicles, leaving destruction in their wake. Panic spreads, and the surviving soldiers flee, only to be caught in the dinosaurs' jaws or tossed about like playthings. Borden hides in a building, and Baker's group tries to pursue him, but the rampaging beasts block every path. They take cover, waiting for the right moment to strike. Amid the chaos, Conan spots Vulture Miller and realizes he was one of the men who killed her family. She leaps at him, and a brutal fight ensues. The duo is forced under a vehicle as a dinosaur approaches, crushing tanks nearby. Miller fights Conan beneath the truck, managing to shove her off, but as he tries to escape, she leaps on him again, determined to finish him. Miller, filled with regret over his actions during the war, begs for forgiveness before activating the bombs. The massive explosion kills both Miller and Conan, and the shockwave drives the dinosaurs away. Inside the building, Baker's group reaches a lab and eliminates a scientist who attempts to stop them. Witnessing this, the remaining scientists step aside, while Sophia begins working to deactivate the collider. The rest of the vultures soon join her, but their reunion is interrupted by Borden, who pulls out a gun. Baker shoots him first, and Sophia spits on his body, refusing to kill him herself. She wants to be the bigger person. Sophia then severs a key cable, plunging the building into darkness. The emergency generator kicks in, and when the lights return, Borden is gone. Suddenly, dinosaurs swarm the base, feasting on the bodies and blocking the exit tunnel. The vultures throw smoke grenades to slow them down and open fire, but the sheer number of creatures overwhelms them. Dinosaurs breach the lab, destroying everything in their path. One of the dogs is killed in seconds. Borden attempts to manipulate the control panel, only to be devoured almost immediately. The remaining team plants an explosive and flees. A vulture stays behind to keep the creatures at bay with continuous gunfire, sacrificing himself in the blast. Sophia leads the survivors to a back door, and they sprint for their lives as a few remaining dinosaurs give chase, the sounds of roaring and destruction echoing behind them. They manage to capture one of the vultures, and his friends desperately try to save him, but it's too late. The man is devoured by the creatures, forcing the others to flee. Soon, they find a ladder, and Baker orders everyone to climb while he stays behind to provide cover. He sprints ahead, throwing grenades to slow the pursuing monsters, but it isn't enough. The beasts leap onto him, killing him. The rest of the group sees the dinosaurs closing in but manages to escape just in time. Jericho is waiting with helicopters and a full team. As the creatures approach, the soldiers open fire, while the choppers provide aerial cover, taking down the flying dinosaurs joining the fray. Many soldiers fall, but the survivors hold out long enough for the vultures' explosives to bring down the base. Everyone scrambles to the helicopters, finally escaping. During the flight, Jericho reprimands the team for destroying the collider rather than seizing it for the USA. Sophia points out the truth: it's already too late. The destruction of the machine has caused dinosaurs to appear beyond the jungle, hinting at potentially catastrophic consequences for the world. Please like and subscribe for more video like this. Thanks for watching.